Started stabbing my leg.
Then said, don't add something for me. I have a gun here. He showed me the gun.
The other one behind me was strangling me. The next day, I saw myself at the hospital. Passed out.
Movement is one of the attributes of living beings. For humans, this takes meaning on a completely different level. Busy roads, traffic, time, which is of the essence, people, and most interestingly, drama. And this makes up much of the business of ride-hailing drivers. The Public Republic delves into the unspoken realities of ride-hailing, its drivers, their riders, and the stories they have to tell as we observe the transport system in Nigeria through their eyes.
My experience with Bolt and Uber, mostly neutral, like the people are usually just respectable people.
Basically start using Bolt as often as 5 times a week since 2020, yeah.
It has been amazing at least transporting someone from one place to another, even engaging with people you don't even know.
You know, when you're going to a boat ride, you want to have a conversation with the driver. So I get to hear people's opinion about different topics. But over the long run, it's tiring. And the risk is increasing because of the insecurity in Nigeria.
Road transportation is a necessary part of urban life. The urgency of modern society means that timeliness is of crucial importance in our daily endeavors. Ride-hailing services help Nigerians in various cities to get to their precise destinations in the most convenient way possible. With a functional car that serves one client, a fairly placed price, and a clearly identified location, what can go wrong? A lot.
To the best of my knowledge, we don't have a problem with Uber people. But the only problem we have is that they come to our area to constitute nuisance, and we will not accept that.
So their major problem is the fact that we are taking their customers. We are not supposed to pick anybody around the market area because they feel like they've paid Amex a certain amount of money. That gives them the legal rights to be there.
The police are the law on the roads. But in the motor parks and markets, the transport unions have their way. Under the surface, a bitter battle ensues and tension rises between ride-hailing drivers, the transport unions, and painted taxis.
I still regard them as illegal operators in FCT. To me. Why? Because there's what we call FCT license operator scheme. They are not one of them. I'm not holding brief for Transport Secretariat, but I'm just trying to do a sensitization small. You don't just go to CAC and register a company, a transport company, and now you become an operator. No, that is not what is obtained with the FCT. If you register your transport company, a limited liability company, then you still need to go to the Transport Secretariat to obtain a license for them before you operate. We don't just arrest driver, Uber driver like that. We don't go to town and pick them. We don't go to town, we'll go there and start picking them. Where are you? No, the letter we wrote to Bolt and Uber that they have a right to bring their passenger to Wuse Market. The only right they have is bring your passenger to the market, pay 100 naira at the gate, drop your passenger and leave.
God has not sent any driver personal messages saying that they should, a certain amount of money should be paid around that environment. So they did tell us. Probably they must have related to both, or maybe some group of people that directly pass this message to both. I don't know.
Most of my friends, they have had issues in Area 1, Apo Bridge, that Barnes Junction, those places, yeah. So they are resident. Some of them will be even disguised. They will come to a lonely street, tell you it's a car drop. So by the time you pick them, they'll start like telling you where you follow. They go and drop you at their scene.
You can see group by group. Some taxi people are here, they are organized here. Other people are there, they are organized there. Those places have been identified as a taxi point. Do you understand? You are free to interact with them. As a driver, please, what is your ID number? Once if you enter a taxi in Wuse Market, you have a right to ask that taxi driver, what is your ID with parts?
Anywhere around Wuse Market is no parking for Uber drivers. No matter if they can park, fine. But when it's Uber drivers, they have these beef with us.
There is a proverb that says, "The worm that eats the wood lives in it." Perhaps the worst experiences of ride-hailing drivers have come from those who have been in their cars. Some of these are passengers just having an off day.
A young girl slapped me. She ordered my ride. I came there. I called her. Another man was reversing. So I was honking for the guys to, but it was on a call. So before you know, the guy bashed my car. So we were trying to sort it out. The lady just came out. Let's go. And I said, hey, excuse me. I just had an accident. Why are you waiting for you? Hold on, let me just sort it out. That was all.
I was picking a particular guy somewhere, and then he said he would prefer a lady doing prostitution than Uber. I can deal with verbal. All I just have to do is keep quiet and not let that conversation prolong. And then he extended his hand and started trying to touch my tag. So I parked on the roadside and I told him to come down. He said, go. I stop coming now. I got pissed and I drove to military checkpoints and I caused a whole lot of traffic. So the military guys approached me and asked me what's the problem. So I explained to him there and then.
I never knew these guys were car snatchers. So I took them, we started going. So they now enrouted me that I should try to follow through zone 1. So reaching there, they started dragging my steering with me. So one brought out a knife, started stabbing my leg. So the other one behind me was strangling me. So I now said, okay, fine. You want the car? Take the car, just leave me. All I could remember was I saw a guy smoking cigarettes. Like a security guy, I said, please help me call police. I've been robbed. The next day, I saw myself at the hospital, passed out.
But there are at least two sides to a story, as always. Riders have also had more than their fair share of bad experiences on the road from drivers.
I booked the ride. The guy comes, he looks relatively peaceful. We talk a bit and I tell him, okay, I'm going to Apple. And then I start to notice, okay, this turn is not right. This turn is not right. But I look at the map and the map is saying, okay, he's on track. But I continue to be suspicious. I'm just looking around. I'm just looking until he now goes deep into one turn like that. And I'm like, this is not Apple. And then I tell him, Oga, stop the car. This guy refused to stop the car. He's like, what's the problem? I'm trying to tell him, bro, are you seriously pretending that you don't know that this is not Apple? So I'm just like, oh yeah, just let me out. Okay, you see, I'll pay your money. Just let me out. And I was like, nope. He now locked the door until he now finally unlocked the door. I gave him his 1K and I just ran.
I did have an experience in 2020. That was just after the COVID lockdown and the whole NSAS protest. This was happening at past 7 p.m. I told him the way he was driving wasn't nice. I mean, I don't know how to drive, but I knew that it wasn't a comfortable situation. By the time we got to the bridge, under the bridge, the way he swerved and then the car spun. And by the time people gathered and we came out of the car, I think I was only just thankful that I was alive. And he turned and he said, Madam, wait, where we finish the ride, say go. I said, finish the ride to over here. In fact, I told him not to worry. My house is no longer far from where we were. And he said, so what's happening that, will I still pay him? At this point, in my head, I was thinking, we just came out of an accident. We're still at the scene of the accident. You're not even sure how your car is. And I told him, okay, he should let me know once everything is sorted, because at that point in time, I was shaking. He kept calling me. And a friend of mine suggested that I send an email to Bolt explaining what happened, for which I did, and they said they were going to query the person. They got his details and all of that.
I booked this ride. I told him I'm going to Lokogoma from Ruse. He said, okay, no problem. Like, can we do offline? He asked me himself, can we do offline? I said, yeah, fine, no problem. Like, I'll get it to Lokogoma. He said, Alpha, okay, this is it. He said, I know now, add something to me. For me, I said, okay, I can't add anything, no. Then he showed me his ID card, like, he said, I'm a police. Like, then he said, if you don't add something for me, I have a gun here. He showed me the gun. I have a gun here. So, you not go pay me? I said, okay, no, how much will we add for you? He said, any amount. I gave him 1,000. If it's someone that wants to shoot me, he's going to shoot me for 1,000 naira.
But not all is dark between ride-hailing drivers and their riders.
I have one customer, one girl. She used to call me offline sometimes. There's one day I carry her to one person in one hotel. Then we carry that person go out. It's not more than, we don't spend more than 30 minutes. After we come back, that guy give me 50,000. Then after some hours, I come back, carry that guy. She add 20,000 to me.
I had a food business, so I ran delivery businesses with it. But there was a time that I went to do the delivery myself, and because I was in a rush, I left something in the Bolt driver's car. I forgot. I didn't even know I left it, and the guy called me, and he told me he thinks I left something in his car. It was literally on the other side of town. He said once he's done, he would come back and get it to me. And fortunately for me, he did show up, and he brought everything back to me in one piece. That was my wallet with money in it. There was a laptop I left. He brought it back to me in one piece. I did appreciate the guy. I kept calling him, kept in contact for a bit, and he became a staff driver for a while. Yeah.
One of my nicest experience was the lady. I picked her up at a Silverbird ShopRite. So before I came, she ordered chicken for me and herself. Yeah. So we were just like, I was eating chicken while driving her home.
This Bolt driver, he just noticed my mood, you know, and he was just like chatting and gisting. Eventually, he now started talking about his wife and like how they met and everything. And I don't know, the story was just so cheerful. Like you could tell he really loved this woman. He was talking about how he lost his job. She supported him through everything. She even took up like 2 jobs, just like make ends meet until, you know, he started doing both. So that story, I was just nodding my head through the story and was like, you know what, there's hope in this country.
Where do we go from here? Ride-hailing has grown in popularity among Nigerians. Its simplicity and effectiveness have made it a preferred means of transport for many. But there is still a lot of room for improvement to ensure that it is always a safe and secure means to navigate around the city for both the drivers and the passengers. For millions of Nigerians across the country, this is the hope.